What you are about to witness is a nightmare.
No glimpse, no false metal.
Insufficient data at the moment, Star Child.
Check 1, syphilis. Check 2, syphilis.
Death by stereo. They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Give me a bottle of anything and glazed donut. To go.
Graves, ghouls, and groupies.
Damn!
Okay.
Hot damn.
That intro is... Give it up for our friend Ace Von Johnson for providing us with that incredible music as the framework for our intro. Snaps.
Snaps for Ace Von
Snaps
Johnson.
for Ace.
Snaps for Tyler Warren.
Yes. Big thank you.
Huge thank you. Letting us use his studio.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, everyone, that was us. We fucking did all of those voiceovers except rock and roll. Shout out to Tyler again.
Yep, that would be Tyler.
But we fucking killed it, man.
Amazing. Incredible. I'm proud of us. I'm proud of us and all of our friends in this musical adventure. I don't know.
That's it. That's it. So, hi, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome.
This is Grays, Ghouls, and Groupies.
AKA, welcome to hell.
Exactly. Welcome to our
to hell.
nightmares. This will now be your nightmare as well. You're welcome.
No problem. We're here to be your sleep paralysis demons who stand in the corner of your room at 3 a.m. My name is Maddie.
And my name is Kenna. And we're here.
We're sleep paralysis demons.
In the corner of your room at 3 a.m. That's us. Yikes. Okay. Well, we just want to give you a brief little introduction, I suppose, to us, to our podcast, to our mission to spread
Rock and roll.
the gospel that is rock and bloody roll.
Rock and roll to the masses. Come on.
But also the paranormal side of things, the supernatural, aliens, cryptids, obviously ghosts, demons, and everything in between. Nothing is off limits.
Especially demons.
Especially demons. Shout out Gene Simmons.
The demon.
The demon. But no, and we're both really big fans of rock and roll, heavy metal music, and at our core, that is who we are, and we could not do anything spooky or paranormal without involving that somehow. So we just kind of decided to mesh the two together and combine it all into one spectacular, spooky, heavy metal, rock and roll type of vibe. That's just us. There's no doing one without the other, I feel. So here we are.
Absolutely. I think for us, we started this because our love for rock and roll. I mean, let's be honest. Rock and roll is truly who we are. That's how we feel. I think a lot of people who are going to listen to this are going to feel the same way.
Mm-hmm. I hope so. I hope we're reaching the right audiences. You know, we're not going to be for certain groups of people.
No, we are not. Do you know what our least favorite thing is, ladies and gentlemen?
Posers. We are not for the posers.
We are not. No posers allowed. I'm so sorry. So sorry.
Posers use back door.
Yep.
To exit.
Don't even walk in.
Don't even walk in.
Honestly,
exactly.
don't come in here. We're good.
We need 10-foot radius, please. And thank you.
Yeah, man. But I think we're going to start off just by kind of telling you guys, what do you think? Top 3, top 5?
Oh, God. This is sprung on me. Bands?
Can we do top 3 or top 5? Top 3 is hard, I know.
Let's do top 5 bands. Whew. Okay, you have to go first. This was your idea.
All right, let's go back and forth. Number 1 for me always will be Queen.
And my top band for, God, since I was like 15 has been Skid Row.
Love it.
Shout out to you guys.
Absolutely love
As if you're listening. Hopefully you are.
If not now,
Eventually.
you will be.
You will be. Okay, what's your number 2? See, that's hard because in order, I don't think Kenna is on the record stating that I don't think I can go in order. After Skid Row, I cannot go in order.
Yeah, number 2 for me is going to have to be Van Halen. I think I can maybe confidently say that.
Okay.
Question mark.
Somewhere in my top 5, I have to put Europe. Hopefully nobody that I went to middle school with, because I did go to a private Christian school. So hopefully nobody that I went to school with is listening to this podcast. But if you did, you definitely heard me probably talking about the band Europe nonstop, especially if you're one of the guys who Hot Rod was like y'all's favorite freaking movie. And I was like on and on about Europe, but I have to include them in my top 5 because I still love that band so much. So shout out to them.
I love it. Number 3. I mean, Kiss.
Ooh, yeah.
Kiss, no contest here.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't care what any of you fucking, no offense, guys, but
Full offense.
oh man. Some of these guys are like, Kiss. I don't care.
We don't care. We love Kiss.
I don't care.
We love The Elder. The Elder is most of the time my favorite Kiss album. So do with that what you will.
Most of you men are just, y'all don't want to admit it. You don't want to admit that you like
love The
Kiss.
Elder.
I know you love Kiss. You don't want to admit that you love men in
Makeup.
6-inch heels and incredible makeup with, back in the day, incredible hair. Most of you men don't want to agree. You don't want to. You want to fight it so hard, but I know you're just jealous. You are.
And that's that on that. My number 3. Ooh. I feel like I have to include Sabotage. Mm-hmm. So you guys will find out that I am more of the metalhead, and I also love glam, and Maddie also loves metal, but I am more of the metalhead route. So I got to throw some Sabotage in there, but only the first 5 albums. After that, I'm like, eh. But Sabotage.
I like it. I like it a lot. Number 4. Oh God. Who is number 4 for me? See, this is where it gets hard. This is where it gets really hard for me. I listen. The thing is, right, guys, I listen. I know Kenna does too, but we listen to a lot of different bands, especially when it comes to rock and roll. Mm-hmm. Because I don't know. Because the Steve Miller Band is really up there for me. I love them.
I don't think I knew this about you.
I adore them.
We are all learning new things together.
Steve Miller, what a fucking icon.
Isn't he the Abracadabra guy?
He is. But their earlier stuff is incredible.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
I'm telling you. Great. But would I put them on my list? I don't know. I have to put Wasp. I've got to do it.
Yeah.
I got to put Wasp up there.
I mean, that's a top one for me. They were higher on my list a couple of years ago. I will put it that way. Before Blackie Lawless pulled a little stunt that I was not a fan of.
Yep.
And then I met him, and we met him, and
that's going to be a story, you guys. Don't worry. We'll share.
That's a story for another day, but don't worry.
There's going to be
around because you guys will hear it.
Please stick around. There's going to be a lot of stories we can tell.
Absolutely. I won't be able to help myself with the Blackie Lawless story. I will not be able to help myself.
Just trust. Please stick around. I cannot wait to tell our stories. So who's your number 4?
My number 4. I have to put Hanoi Rocks on there. I cannot neglect Hanoi Rocks. I won't get into my full spiel here, but to me, they are one of the fundamental I'll say it, hair metal. I don't give a fuck.
Say it.
I hair metal, it is
Say
cheesy,
it.
but I don't know why we're over here when you are clearly a hair metal band and you're saying, I reject the term hair metal, just kind of like, I don't know.
Say it.
Sisters of Mercy rejects the term goth. You guys, come on. Be real. Be so for real. So Hanoi rocks. I just think they were so influential in the little bit of time that they had here as a band. Thank you, Vince Neil. It wasn't all your fault, but I'm blaming it all on you. So, with that, I have to give Hanoi rocks because Michael Monroe solo, incredible. Saw him 3 times last year. Vegas and at the Rainbow and at the Whiskey, and it was just, I would have seen him for a 4th
Hell yeah.
in a row. Incredible performer, still one of the best, still kicking ass, still outdoing all of these like youngsters, if you will, out here. He's more active than me.
Absolutely.
He's up here climbing to the 2nd floor of the Whiskey
Honey,
and then
hanging.
doing a split, hanging. Like, I couldn't be me.
Upper body strength on par.
And flexible.
Oh,
So flexible.
Okay.
Oh God. Okay, just give me your number 5.
Okay. I'm going to pull a switcheroo here. 5 is going to be Wasp. Because...
I thought 4 was Wasp.
Oh, I'm doing a switcheroo.
Okay, I see what
Wasp,
you're saying.
booted down.
Booted down. Fair enough.
This might cause some turmoil, chaos, if you will. But I'm going to say it. Ghost, number 4.
Yes, we do love Ghost.
Ghost
on
is
this
going to...
show.
We do. We will not tolerate any ghost slander.
Everyone is entitled to their own opinion.
Are they?
But
no, I'm kidding.
we don't want to hear your opinion if it's anti-ghost.
That's correct.
Ironically.
Yeah.
Or unironically, I don't know. This podcast is about ghosts, so of course, the band Ghost.
Yep. Tobias,
yes.
Tobias. Excuse me. I'm so sorry I said it wrong. Tobias.
Absolutely. I love Ghost too. We saw Ghost together a couple months ago.
Fucking magical,
in Cincinnati, and that was incredible. Huge fan of having to put your phone away.
Huge.
Because, you know, one thing, and this is a little bit of a pivot, but one thing I will say is whenever I go to a show, I don't want to see a bunch of like phones. And I mean, I'm guilty. I like to get a couple of videos and then I put my phone down and I watch the show. Yep. And that's how I like to do it because I like to have a memory. I like to have the video to post on Instagram. Like, I'm not going to sit here and bullshit you and say that I don't, but then I do. I put my phone away and I just want to watch the show. And then it's the people that are like in the front rows and they're just phones out the entire time. It does at a certain point, it gets on my nerves, quite frankly. So I really liked that at the Ghost shows, you have to put your phone away. Your phone is locked. And so you're just focused. You are there amongst your peers, amongst your fandom, and you're watching a true show. The way that music was meant to be performed, the way we are meant to watch it.
Absolutely. And let me tell you, what a fandom that is.
Incredible.
I'm just going to tell you right now, the Ghost fandom... I've never felt a sense of community like that until I went to the first Ghost show in Nashville, and then Kenna and I went to the Ghost show in Cincinnati, both times.
And that was my first Ghost show, and I was just in shock. Like, the amount of bracelets that I got, like, we got a free ride home with strangers, but,
yes,
like, we felt so comfortable with them. Like, and... I can't say that for most shows. I definitely could not say that leaving a church or something like that. But leaving a Ghost show, getting into a car in a city we're not that familiar with, with some random strangers who took us back to our hotel room because it was so cold outside.
Mind you, they had a drive.
Yeah, they had I think they were driving back up to Columbus. So if you guys, I don't remember y'all's names.
I don't either.
But if you just so happen to be listening to this, even if it's 4 years from now, thank you so much because we truly do. And they wouldn't even let us give them like gas money or anything.
Nothing.
We just kind of gave them some of our bracelets and that was it. And that was so fucking cool. That was that really like sealed the deal, like made the experience for me because that was incredible.
Yes.
I'll have to give that to them.
So all this to say is we fucking love Ghost in this house.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I had to do the switcheroo.
Hey,
Had to.
I am all for putting Ghost above Wasp, especially in these days. Abso-freaking-lutely.
Yep. All right, number 5.
Back to me for my number 5. Ooh, I've been sitting here thinking about it. I really don't know. Part of me wants to say like Priest.
Okay.
But then I'm like, I could do Metallica.
Okay.
I could do, God, I could even do The Cure.
Who are you bringing on the deserted island?
Oh, brother. Like, who would be my 5th band to bring
It's all you get.
on a desert island? I might, at that point, have to go with Priest.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's shocking for me.
I mean,
It is for me. I figured The Cure would be, boom, no questions asked for you.
Yeah, but there's definitely some cry-worthy songs that Priest has. Not a lot. Not as many as The Cure by far.
Yeah.
I mean, if I did The Cure, it would give me a little bit more versatility, but if I did not get to hear the sounds of KK's sweet, sweet guitar, I love me some KK Downing. Thank you.
Yes, she does. Ladies and gentlemen, let it be known that
that's my boy. That is my crush.
Kenna loves KK.
Yes.
Loves.
Just the 2Ks. Absolutely.
Just 2. Duh.
Of course. So just had to make that
questionable
clear.
there. No questions asked there.
But yes, KK, absolutely adore that man. He is fantastic. All of Priest is. Rob, outstanding. Not only musician, not only vocalist, but just who he is as a person and the way he is just, I don't know. He really like threw a wrench in the metal scene coming out as a gay man, and I just think that's incredible. Like, that's good for you, and like, who better to do it? Almost, I don't know if that's like the right thing to say, but I mean, he's untouchable. Rob Halford is absolutely untouchable, and yeah, I think he's a fucking badass, and he's a legend, and he is up there at the top. So I have to give spot 5 to KK, or to Judas Priest.
Judas Priest.
And KK, of course.
And
my boy. Mwah.
Very, very honorable mention there.
Okay. Now that that's out of the way.
So, yeah, just a little introduction to us.
I know. That was kind of long and rambly. We're still finding our footing here.
Oh, so you guys, whoa. No, we can say that because we have no idea what we're doing.
Absolutely none.
And we're fucking doing it.
We're doing it. We're both huge fans of podcasts. Yeah. Shout out to like Last Podcast on the Left is something that we've bonded over. We saw those guys live last year, and that was just incredible. And they've definitely inspired us to start doing this. But
absolutely,
all of that said, like Maddie said, we have no idea what we're doing.
We have zero clue. I'm sitting here staring at Kenna and
I'm staring back at Maddie and then my
to keep
laptop,
it together.
And yeah,
I have to look down so I don't laugh.
You know, we may just start busting out into laughter, and we apologize, but we are going to find our footing, and we are going to eventually be somewhat professional, but definitely not fully professional, because that would just be contradictory. And
it's not us. Please know that it's not us.
We are chaotic.
Very.
And there's no other way around it. And we hope that our audience is too, or at least a little bit, because, you know, that's our people. We love the chaos.
Yep.
But with that being said, let's get down to it. The reason that we're here is I have a story to share with you guys. Kind of the format, if you will, of this podcast is we're just going to tell you guys some paranormal stories. For now, it'll probably be like every other week. And as we kind of get the hang of things, that will most likely increase to hopefully weekly or even twice a week, just depending on how this goes. Like we said, we're kind of still putting our little feelers out there. But yeah, just telling like you guys stories that involve the paranormal, that involve rock and roll, like lore, legends. I'm really, really, really big on hauntings. I've seen paranormal stuff my entire life, ever since I was a little kid. I still continue to have experiences and see things. Huge believer in all of that. So we want to share stories with you, personal experiences we would absolutely love to hear. So we will, we'll be sharing on our socials, Grey Schools and Groupies Pod on Instagram and at gmail.com if you want to email your stories. So yeah, follow our Instagram. Eventually we'll get a TikTok and we will link that in show notes and put all the information there so you can write in your stories. We want to hear like y'all's experiences, maybe like once a month do a listener stories type of deal where we read off, things you send into us. Our musician friends who have cool stories from the roads we would love to hear. We'd love to hear your experiences too. It's not just the paranormal.
Baby, let me tell you. I'm going to be graphic here. If you've sucked any rock star's dick, you better send that story in. We've got to know.
If you have an interesting story about meeting somebody, like eventually we'll share like our Blackie Lawless story. Or God, I have a handful.
Ace
Sebastian
Frehley.
Bach, Ace.
Come on.
Not to name drop a bunch of people, but we have a lot of stories and we know you guys do too. So
share,
the good,
please.
The good, the bad, the ugly. It doesn't even have to be a crazy wild one.
Nope. And don't think it has to be, let's be honest here too. Do not think it has to be a great story or a good interaction. It doesn't have to just be good interactions.
No.
If you want to send in a negative interaction you've had, go for it.
We'll share it.
We'll share it. We're open to listening, hearing.
I love the drama. I'm here for some drama.
We want the drama.
We'll stir the pot a little bit. And, if you don't want your name attached to it, you can, tell us in the email, hey, keep this anonymous, please make up a fake name.
Absolutely.
You, I guess, don't necessarily have to name the name of the band or the musician or whoever you're talking about. But if you want to be a little problematic, do it.
We want it.
But yeah, again, we'll link everything in our show notes for this podcast and on our socials to send us an email. We'd love to hear from you guys, and I think that's going to be a big part of this as well. Absolutely. This is not just our show. This is for everybody. This is y'all's show. This is a group effort, a creative, endeavor for all of us, and that includes anyone who's listening and all of our friends. And just shout out to all of you guys.
Absolutely. Shout out to all of you guys. Y'all have been tremendous help. I don't think that we tell you enough. I know at least I don't, but y'all have been amazing.
Our friends, our supporters, anyone who's put their hands on this podcast, whether it be like photos, artwork, music, editing.
And just for encouraging us to do it. Just go for it.
Exactly. That's
Warren.
A huge part of it. Yes. Carolina and Warren, shout out to you guys.
Thank you.
They're some of our best friends. And, that brings us to the topic of today's episode. I need to give a huge shout out to one of my best friends, Callie, who she's kind of, not to put her on the spot, but kind of the entire reason that I'm covering this topic today. And this topic is pretty much what inspired me years ago when this happened to like, oh my gosh, like I want to share stories like this. And then that led to, starting this podcast. So I guess let's get into it. Today's topic is going to be the Sheraton Reed House, or just the Reed House in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Ooh. Spooky.
So I say this because my friend Callie got married here in
Callie.
November. Woo, Callie.
Callie, get married.
My
okay.
girl. Work. So yeah, shout out to Callie for getting married here and inviting me to be a part of her wedding party. And honestly, she booked the hotel room too when I stayed here. So we'll get into a little bit more of that later at the end. But for now, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the Haunted Reed House. It's a hotel in Chattanooga, Tennessee, for those of you who don't know. And it's seen a lot. It's seen a lot of tragedy, a lot of death. It's particularly famous for one ghost, but we'll get to her in a little bit. But just a lot of history. And I guess there's no place start other than the beginning. Let's do it. Let's get into the Reed House. So,
Kenna, wait, I do have a question.
Yeah.
Did it happen to be built in 1864?
Well, it was not built in 1864, but close.
Damn.
Quite close.
All right.
So this is some information I got directly from the Reed House's website. So it's, this is starting off way back in the days. I'm sure it's well documented enough, but this is going to be the most accurate as possible, in other words. But this did happen a long time ago. So the original version of this house was built in 1847 by a man named Thomas Crutchfield. Basically, the railways, they were just starting. They were really popping off. The Western and Atlantic rail lines had just opened, and the Nashville and Chattanooga railroads made an agreement, and then they built a station right across from what was known at the time as the Crutchfield House. It was built right across the street from this railway station called Union Station. I've also seen it called Union Depot. So the Crutchfield House was built, like I said, 1847.
So close.
Right across from, so close to 1864 yet again.
So close.
1847 by a man, Thomas Crutchfield. Cool. He was like, okay, these railways, they're popping off. He saw an opportunity, he took it, and he built the first hotel in this location. Again, it was right across from the Union Depot, Union Station.
Big brain.
You call it.
Big brain, Thomas.
Really was. It was a great idea because this
Huge
hotel
brain.
really popped off. It kind of became the town center, if you will.
Hell yeah, Thomas.
Lots of social hangouts, big part of the economy. And actually, fun fact, Thomas Crutchfield becomes mayor at the time.
Of course he did.
Due to his popularity and the popularity of the hotel, like I said, it really popped off. Papa pop off. Sorry, you're going to have to deal with a lot of our... we have a lot of sayings.
We do.
You guys are going to be a part of this, Our weird little, I don't even know.
Motivated.
Our little jokes. You'll learn.
You will.
Okay, so we're going to fast forward real quick to the Civil War. At this point, Civil War started. Thomas Crutchfield, he has sold the hotel, and the Crutchfield House actually serves as a hospital for Union soldiers. I've also seen on the website, it said it was Confederate soldiers as well. But from my understanding, the Union soldiers actually purchased it, took it over, and it was mainly for the Union soldiers.
No shot, really?
Yes, but I just did want to throw in there that maybe some Confederate soldiers were there too, because that's what the website said, but most sources just say Union soldiers.
In Chattanooga?
In Chattanooga, at the Reed
Wow,
House. Yeah,
okay.
the Reed House. Well,
that's cool. I
the
didn't know
land
that
it was on, it was still, at this time, I think it was still the Crutchfield House.
Okay.
But it was still the first building.
Wow.
But yeah, it served as a hospital. The Battle of, oh my God, I hope I say this correctly, Chickamauga. It was fought in northwestern Georgia, and it was actually the second bloodiest battle of the Civil War. So a lot of those soldiers, were cared for at this location.
Okay.
So it does happen to survive the Civil War somehow, and then it survives a flood that actually filled the lobby in early 1867.
So close.
I know, but a little after 1864. But unfortunately, on September 10th of the same year, 1867, the hotel burns down completely to the ground. Wah, wah, wah.
Damn.
So it survived, Civil War, a flooding
flood.
where it was said that ferries would pass by the front of the hotel, the front of the building. That's how flooded Chattanooga was in that time. Wild.
Shit.
But that brings us to the opening of the first Reed House. So it is rebuilt after it burned down. A Civil War soldier by the name of John T. Reed and his son Samuel, they took over and they built the first Reed House, which opened on New Year's Day in 1872. I did see a source that said that hotel was not closed for a single day that year. It was pretty popular. But then the cholera outbreak in 1873 happened, likely spread from the railroads and the traffic that brought in. And once again, the Reed House becomes a hospital. And then it becomes a hospital again in 1878 when the yellow fever outbreak happens.
Okay, so I'm seeing the building up to why this is a haunted hotel.
Exactly.
It's
There's
just
so much tragedy.
Hospital.
Exactly.
That's a given.
It's seen so much blood. And even though it's like, you know, the first place burned down, it's still that land. And you have to think, like, this is Chattanooga, like, huge indigenous population. Like,
yeah,
so
absolutely.
you have that going as well, where that's like, you know, sacred land at the same time, and all of the history and all of the tragedy.
Did you read anything about it being built on any kind of indigenous land? Or
I mean, all of that land at the time.
It is, right?
Like, I mean, all of America really is indigenous land. I didn't see any, like, specific...
Like a burial ground or anything?
No.
Okay.
I didn't see anything like that.
Gotcha.
But, you know, it's the name of the game, where we are, where you, like...
Right, yeah.
It's their land. That's...
And their blood
again,
definitely shed on that land, for sure.
Absolutely. And then... Again, we have the Civil War, we have all of these outbreaks of disease, and it's just...
Baby, it's coming together.
It's a hospital after hospital, and...
It had no hope. There was no hope there.
No, there's really none. So, yeah, you brought up a good point. It's just tragedy, like, absolutely from the get-go.
Yeah.
So, eventually, in 1879, the hotel is officially sold to Samuel, which was the son of John T. Reed. I believe he was 19 at the time, and he renovates the property. He tears down most of the original. So this is now the second building on this property, but it's the first Reed House.
Brother.
Yeah.
Brother.
So he renovates it. He tears it down most of the way, not completely, and
so
he rebuilds it.
What we're saying is the spirits that were already there, you're pissing them off.
Yeah. You know, when you renovate, oh my gosh.
Okay,
that really
good.
stirs things up.
No, great. Yeah.
Exactly. So
absolutely.
Once again, you see how, you know, the haunting happens. So yeah, he tears most of it down and he rebuilds it into the current structure that we see today. It's 10 stories.
So that is
rooms.
like from 1879.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Once again, something I didn't know. I'm learning.
You learn something new every day, kids. That's why we're here, to help teach you. Kind of. Kind of. So the hotel is 10 stories, 400 rooms, and it opened on July 5th, 1926, after a 4-day celebration.
Celebrate good times, come on!
And it was said that the hotel was not closed for a single day of that year. So I guess after the opening, it was just open for the rest of 1926.
Yeah, packed.
All day, every day. It was super popular. Little fun fact that I put in here is that the building cost in that time $2,500,000.
Damn.
To remodel, to basically build, because like I said, most of it was torn down, and rooms started at just $250 a night, which is pretty wild. I should have done the math and seen what that would be in today's
the equivalent
times,
yeah, that's crazy.
Still a lot. Like, that much money back then, I can only imagine, like 2.5 mil then.
Yeah.
Now, wild. Another little fun fact is that the drugstore that was within the Reed House was the first place to buy Coca-Cola in Chattanooga in 1904. That was. So, cool little fun note. I said Coca-Cola.
Sorry.
Coca-Cola.
Sorry. I gotta say, so let me just say this. I didn't realize, no offense to anyone who might listen from Chattanooga, I did not realize Chattanooga was, for lack of a better term, so popular.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's famous for its railways. So especially when the railways were popping off, like just talking about this, it does make sense. It's a really big city, actually, and there's so much history there. Anytime I go there, it's always really fun. It's a fun place to visit, and yeah, it really is one of like the bigger cities in Tennessee. I don't think it gets enough credit for that.
It definitely doesn't. When you think of Tennessee, you don't think of
Chattanooga necessarily,
you just don't.
But like I think
being from here, sure, me and my family, we went to Rock City in Chat.
I still haven't done that.
Not worth it, at least in my opinion. But you just never really, I don't know. For me, it was always, we visited once, never went back, other than when me and Kenna went.
Yeah,
but
we'll get into that a little bit later, too.
We will. But other than that, you just don't really think about Chattanooga, or at least I never have, being born and raised here.
I think Nashville really steals the spotlight, especially these days where, Nashville's popped off. So
Nashville or Memphis, honestly.
Yeah, Memphis too, because then you have Elvis with Memphis, absolutely.
Beale Street, all that.
Absolutely. So yeah,
so
definitely.
It's cool to hear about Chat, honestly.
Exactly.
It's, like I say, I'm learning, and I'm learning a lot.
Consider me your teacher.
Thank you, teacher. Got it bad, got it bad.
Are you hot for teacher?
I'm hot for teacher. Absolutely.
Ow! Sorry, that was probably loud in someone's ear. But yeah, that was just some basic background on the early history of the building. But now we can get into the hauntings. So obviously, like we said earlier, a ton of tragedy, and many people believe that the land is haunted due to all of that traumatic past, which clearly, from being a Union soldier hospital to taking care of disease patients, crazy. So much death already.
I mean, as we said, there was kind of no hope there.
No.
It was going to happen.
All that energy is just kind of contained in that area. And again, like we said, the whole city is just, yeah. And all the floodings, we won't get into it. But Chattanooga's there's a city underneath the city. There's a lot going on with Chattanooga. Ooh. Yeah. It's crazy. So who knows? But on this specific property, just a ton of tragedy. And that's why it's just probably one of the most haunted hotels, if not the most haunted hotel, the most notorious hotel in Chattanooga.
Yeah.
But there is one main haunting. The reason this hotel is so notorious is the haunting of room 311.
It's always those room numbers, isn't it?
I know.
Why does it always feel like those are the haunted rooms? If somebody's you're going into room 311, I'm saying, no, I'm not.
It sounds nefarious.
No, I'm not.
It's the haunting of 311. Dun, dun, dun.
Can you give me room 321?
Room 123 or something?
Something. Stop putting me in room 311.
311. No, it does sound intense.
It's always like that. Always.
It really is. So the story goes that the hotel, it's bustling. It's doing great. Everyone's loving it. People are in and out, including some notorious mobsters, perhaps.
This is the roaring 20s.
It is. It
Makes
really
sense.
is. The 20s, they are roaring. But this beautiful young woman moves into room 311. Not sure if it's temporary.
Okay.
Or if they're just staying there for a few nights. But her name is Annalisa Netherly. And she's staying in, again, room 311 with her husband. There's a few different stories, a few different versions of how this goes. But this is the one that was on the Reed House's website. This is the one that I was told the first time I was there. This is kind of the main one that I'm going to go with. And I'll kind of tell you the little tweaks to it, I guess, but this is the main one that's believed by the staff there. But basically, Annalisa, she's in room 311 with her husband, and he's out about town doing what husbands do in the 1920s.
Yeah,
and
I'm gonna go get me a Coca-Cola, Annalisa, yeah,
smoking a cigar with his buds, drinking a little bit of whiskey,
yeah.
But it's said that her husband returns to their hotel room and finds her with another man. And in a fit of anger, he slices her throat. He slices her throat while she's in the bathtub.
Damn.
I know. A few other versions, it's said that, her husband was cheating on her, so she took her own life in that bathtub by the same manner. So
hold up, Annalisa. Hang on. I'm sorry, everyone. I have to look over the notes and just make sure that I'm reading this right. But Annalisa, were you in the bathtub with another man?
She could have been. It's not exactly clear.
Because did they like fight and then she got naked and got in the bathtub and he was like, nah.
I kind of have a feeling it was more of like that. I don't think she was necessarily in the bathtub with the other. It's not clear.
Got it.
But according to the website, it just said that, she's found with another man. He finds her and eventually she's in the bathtub and he slices her throat. Just in a fit. He's pissed off at her. Rightfully so. I mean,
well,
that sucks. I mean, it's definitely not, let me be clear, not an excuse to murder. But he's angry.
You know what, Annalisa? I'm going to give you the credit. I'm going to say you were a freak and you were in the bathtub with that man.
Here we go. We can also go with that. But then it's like, what happened to the man?
He ran.
He just,
just
coward.
full naked, got out of there. Like
just streaking through the hallways.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, there's that other potential version that, she found out her husband was cheating on her. She took her own life in the bathtub, same manner. Another version that I had read a few times was that she could have been a prostitute. Some say she could have been hired by one man, but then went off with another. Bottom of the line, in 1927, Annalisa was found in a pool of blood in the bathtub with her throat slit.
Damn.
That much is a fact.
Got it.
So, after that, many people reported hauntings in that room. Many people were saying that they saw Annalisa. They were seeing shadows. They were seeing a woman. And so kind of to honor her, I suppose, and one of, the later renovations of the Reed House, they restored room 311 to, what it would have looked like during her time. So you walk in and the room just looks straight out of the 1920s.
They're crazy for that.
They really
They're
are.
crazy for that. They are creating nightmares.
But it's gorgeous. And even like the door looks like it's from the 1920s. There's no key card. It's an actual physical key that you put in the lock and you turn.
Y'all know what you're doing.
I know.
Y'all know what you're doing.
It said that the clawfoot tub could even potentially be the exact same tub that she was killed in. It wasn't exactly sure or clear. I couldn't find any clear evidence, but it's actually a 1920s vintage clawfoot tub, as well as the AM radio.
It's just on their website.
Yeah, but
come lay in the clawfoot tub.
The one again, it wasn't clear if it was the exact one that you see today that she was found in, but it could be.
Wow.
It could possibly be.
Okay.
Which is very kind of creepy. I don't know.
Unsettling for sure.
Unsettling, but that just adds to the spookiness of the room because there is a heaviness in that room. But again, I will get to that soon.
Please, patience, everyone.
Soon. But yeah, basically they do that in order to make Annalisa feel more at home and, recognize the room that she once stayed in and unfortunately passed away in. Here's a little fun one, how I mentioned mobsters earlier. Al Capone was actually housed in room 311 during his federal trials in the early 1930s.
Wow.
So if you go to that room, you will see that there are bars on the windows, and those were put in solely because he was staying there and they didn't want him to escape.
We saw those bars, right?
We saw those bars.
We did. You pointed them out. That's
I have
right.
a photo of those bars, so I will post those on our Instagram page for the post for the release of this.
Yeah.
We'll do a little episode post, and I have some photos, videos from inside.
So wait, was that the room we got to walk in?
Mm-hmm. Al Capone stayed in that
Everyone,
room.
it's clicking. I'm so sorry. I'm so slow to this.
I'm looking at Maddie right now, just watching the wheels slowly
I'm so slow to
cranking,
catch up here. But
spider webs falling off.
Man.
Yes. So, well, I will say I was actually in Chattanooga last month to visit Callie, and we actually did a ghost tour there. And the tour guide was saying that he wasn't quite sure, but he kind of thought and he had heard that they recently took those bars off the windows. I don't know if that's for sure because we didn't actually go inside the room. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. But I'm like, why would you, at that point, that's a part of history. Why would you 100 years later go through all the trouble?
Especially if it's the 1930s.
Yeah, they've been there since
then
the 1930s.
you just now take them off?
And they're there because of Al Capone. Like, not that I'm glorifying him.
Johnny, take a look at my Tommy gun.
Yeah. Say hello to my little friend. No, but so I just thought I would throw that in there. I thought that was quite interesting that they may have taken those bars off, but I'm not exactly sure. That's just because that's kind of what my tour guide said he had heard. But if they did do that, that was very recent, which just thought I'd throw that little tidbit in there. Yeah, Al Capone also stayed in that room. It's said that he didn't really experience any hauntings. He never reported anything out of the ordinary.
He's haunting the room.
I know.
The room's not haunting him. He's haunting the room. 100%.
God, imagine being in a room with that man. Like,
that room's
horrifying.
Nope.
I know. Annalisa was probably like, no, get me out of here. Like, I've had enough with these men.
Nope.
Like, I dealt with them in my lifetime. I don't want to deal with them in the afterlife. And you know what? I don't blame her.
No.
I do not blame her. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is the part that I've been looking the most forward to. Because I actually have a paranormal experience at the Reed House. I had my first ever sleep paralysis experience at the Reed House, and it was horrifying. And like I said earlier, I've seen paranormal things my entire life. I'm not new to, the paranormal. I've seen things that were like lower level energies, aka like a demon, I would say. And I've also seen, higher vibrational energies, such as something that you would liken to an angel, perhaps. I've seen everything in between. But this was one of the more disturbing ones because, again, sleep paralysis, if you've never had it, lucky you. I don't get it often, but when I do, it's intense. And it's never fun. But this was my first ever experience with it. And it was absolutely wild. And this is the reason why I chose the Reed House for my first episode. Because it's fucking insane. And I actually took Maddie there. We went there a few years ago.
Yeah.
And
it just clicked for me.
Yeah.
That's where I was. Yeah. That's embarrassing. But yeah, we went there. I took pictures in that bathroom with the clawfoot tub. And I'm sitting here like, oh wow, a clawfoot tub. Yeah.
I know we have a mirror selfie somewhere out there. So again, we'll find that. And for the Instagram post for this episode, we'll include that.
Yes.
But yeah, let's get into it. Let me tell you my personal experience at the Reed House. So it all started in late 2019. Like I said, my friend Callie, keep mentioning her, but she's kind of the reason for the season, if you will. She's getting married at the Reed House. Beautiful wedding. It's a beautiful hotel. Absolutely stunning. Mm-hmm. And she really outdid herself with that one. And I was one of the bridesmaids as well as her cousin. I don't know if I'm not going to mention names, but her cousin and her cousin's husband. So the three of us, Callie booked us our hotel and we all shared a room. So we check in and that's when we find out that our room number is 312, which is the room directly to the right of 311. Yeah.
Yikes.
And, of course, me, who's always been into the paranormal, I was researching this hotel. She had told me it was haunted, and I find out that we're in room 312, and I go, holy shit, that's right next to the haunted room. And sure enough, we walk up. We open up our hotel door, and we are in room 312. And the first thing that we notice is that there's a very distinct smell when you walk in. Basically it was like a little entrance hallway. Like the bathroom was on the right, and then you go through this little hallway area. There's a closet on the left. You go through, and then the main room area is where the beds are and the TV and everything is to your left. And in that little entranceway, it just smelled, I don't want to sound dramatic, but it smelled almost like decay.
Oh, God.
Like rotten. And we looked around, this is a nice hotel. There's no reason for it to be smelling like that. We didn't see anything, nothing in the closet, nothing in the bathroom, nothing that was like out of the ordinary that would be like, okay, like this is what's causing this.
Right.
And the weirdest thing about it is that it didn't linger. Like maybe we became like nose blind to it, but we would walk in I didn't notice it like as we're unpacking and, changing and all of that. No one's noticing it ongoing. And I know for a fact that like I would walk in, come back, and the smell would be gone. And then I'd come back and, a few hours later and it would smell like it again.
Ugh,
so it was very like, it wasn't consistent at all. And again, there was nothing that like stood out to me like, oh my God, like there's something funky. And it was nothing to even like complain about.
And it wasn't like the typical old smell.
No, it was not like old hotel smell. It smelled rotten. I don't want to be like, oh, it smelled like a decaying body, because I haven't necessarily smelled that before.
Right.
But it has what I would assume that like rotten, decaying type of just like, I don't know how else to describe it. It was just not a pleasant odor. But like I said, we looked around the room. Nothing was necessarily out of place. There was no reason for the smell. So we were just kind of like, okay, like if it gets worse, I guess we'll say something. But, we were kind of like, oh, cool. We're next to the haunted room. So we don't want to necessarily like move. We don't want to complain and then get booted. So we just dealt with it. So eventually, I think later that night, I know it was the first night, we go down and you can get a tour from the bellhops. Mm-hmm. So we go down there and we're like, hey, can we get a tour of room 311? And they were like, oh yeah, absolutely. So we get in the elevator, we go up, and we're kind of just chit-chatting, and we mentioned that we're like, oh yeah, well, we're in the room next door. We're actually in room 312. And he was like, oh, wow, well, that's cool. He goes, just so you know, your room, like before it was all renovated, your room was actually a part of room 311.
Oh, brother.
So it was all one big room back in the day, essentially. Surprise, exactly. So all that to say is like likely when Annalisa was murdered, at least part of our hotel room was part of her hotel room.
Yeah, did they tell you about the actual setup or no?
No, he didn't necessarily know specifics. He kind of just mentioned it almost in passing. He was like, oh, well, just so you know, like your room was originally part of the haunted room. And I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for that little tidbit. And I did also mention to him, I was like, hey, well, like, we're not complaining by any means, but like sometimes I told him, I was like, it's not every time, but sometimes when we walk into the room, it smells a little funky. Like, and I was like, dare I say, it just stinks of like rot. I don't know. And he was like, oh, wow. He's like, I've never heard that before. Obviously, if it gets worse, if it's a problem, like, let us know. And I was like, no, like, for now, we're good. I said, it goes away. And I was like, that's honestly the weirdest thing about it is it comes and goes.
So when you would go back in and you would smell it, was it as strong?
Yeah, it would be like really strong and then it would almost like dissipate, but then it would go away. So I was thinking, maybe it was like something in the air vent and the air is cutting on and off. But I was like, it only was in that one spot.
But the typical explanation, or not explanation, but what they typically say is like, demons, you smell sulfur. Did you smell sulfur?
No, I wouldn't.
Like the egg part of it, or just rot?
It just was more of a rot. It wouldn't, trust me, I would have picked up if it was like a sulfur demon smell. I would have connected the two, but
cool.
Yeah, it was a really strange thing, but apparently he hadn't heard of anyone complaining about that before. And again, if it was like the air ducts or something, you would expect it to be coming out of all of them and not just stay in one specific area. So pretty weird. But anyway, he opens up the door, and the three of us, along with the bellhop, walk into room 311. And instantly, the room is just stunning. It's gorgeous. Like I said, it's decked out in like to look like the 1920s. It's stunning. Antiques everywhere. Mm-hmm. The whole hotel, again, is just stunning with antiques everywhere. But this room specifically is just next level, and they really like cater to that timeline. But we walk in, we're looking around, and he takes us kind of further into the room. I think it's like to the back left is where the bathroom is. And he takes us in there. And of course, I start recording. And we're, you know, talking to Annalisa, doing the whole like, oh, Annalisa, if you're here, like, make yourself known. I'm like recording video, hoping that I'll catch, you know, a response on audio. I don't really know. And we're just kind of walking around, and the rest of the group, they kind of walk back up to the front. And I'm still in the bathroom recording, doing my thing, looking at everything. And I walk back up to the front room, and there's like this little dresser with like some cabinet doors that I was like looking at earlier. And earlier when we walked in, the cabinet was shut. When I walk back out, and again, I have this recording, I will post it as well.
Yeah.
They're kind of like looking in there, like, you know, the cousin's husband, the bellhop. And I walk up and I'm like, hey, did you guys open this door? And they're all like, no. And I was like, well, was it open when we walked in earlier? Because I don't think it was. And everyone's like, no, like because I was like, I would have noticed. And they were like, yeah, well, like we all would have noticed if this door was open. Because it wasn't just like cracked. It was like pretty wide open.
Right.
And they all insisted. They were like, that was not us. And I was like, okay, well, that's pretty weird. And this is where I remember when we went a few years ago, I tested it. Yeah. I actually went back and I was like, whoever was showing us the hotel room, I told them, I was like, hey, I was here. I stayed in the room next door. I took a tour of this room. At that point, it was only like a few years ago. I was like, yeah, when I was here the first time, this door was this cabinet door thing. Again, it's an antique. So I was like, maybe it could have like opened on its own just with us like walking. No, because when I went back to check, it was like shut. Like you kind of had to like yank it open.
Yeah.
So basically what had happened that first time I was there was we all walked into the back room. We're asking for Annalisa to show us a sign that she's here, telling her we're friendly, asking her to communicate. And I assume either her or maybe another spirit, their way of doing that was opening that cabinet door. Because again, you had to tug on it. Like It wasn't like it was just going to fly open from walking around.
Yeah, no, I remember that.
Yeah.
I
specifically remember like checking it because I was like, I am not crazy.
Yeah. Also, I mean, just to note, I know Kenna and I both commented on it, but it truly is heavy.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you step into that room, like there is a clear shift from the hallway to the room.
I think really once you step into that property, like that hotel in general, you feel it, but you know, there's a lot of commotion, a lot of bustling, a lot of people walking around in the lower levels and like in the main lobby and stuff.
It's also just so beautiful that it's
a lot to take in.
It's also easily, you know, distracting. But
exactly.
That energy for me at least, just again from the hallway to the room, it was just like woof.
It hits
instant just heaviness.
Yeah. It truly is, and like we are not the type of people to just say that.
No.
So, yeah, basically we exit the room. That was that. So here I am. I'm in this haunted hotel room. Basically, I'm next to it, but back in the day, like I said earlier, it was all one. My best friend's getting married the next day. I'm part of her like wedding party, and I'm spending the night in this room where I'm laying in my bed and I am staring through the window of my hotel room into the hotel room of room 311 at this like light that's turned on in the table. There's like an end table right in front of like the window in that room. And the bars, like from my bed, I see the bars that are put on there because of Al Capone, which that in itself is just completely crazy.
Spooky.
So spooky. And I know this room's haunted and I know I have a big day tomorrow and all of this. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to get a good night's sleep. Lottie frickin' da. And of course, what do I do? But I get one of those like recording apps on my phone that like records you when you're sleeping. So anytime you like snore, sleep talk, whatever, it'll start recording. And I was like, I'm going to use this to catch ghost. Little did I know. So, I want to say it was probably close to like 6 a.m. Is when once I like woke up, I found out. But it was probably around 6 a.m. I see her in the left. So basically the room layout was like there were 2 beds. There was one to the left, which was like closer to the side where the room is. So that would have been the original room 311, like that part of our hotel room. And then mine was like across. I was like the bed furthest from that wall, so kind of across the room. And I'm facing her. She's in the corner. She's against the wall that's shared with room 311. And I just see her. I see Annalisa, or who I assumed to be her. Maybe it was something else pretending to be her. That's quite possible, because I don't want to think of her as like
ominous.
Yeah, I don't want to think of her as scary or evil or bad or anything like. But you know, when you wake up and you can't move your body,
can't move.
You wake up from a dead sleep. You can't move your body. You can move your eyes, and that's it. And you just see. And it was almost like, I don't know how to describe it, but whenever I get sleep paralysis, it's this feeling of like almost like a pulsing in and out, like my view, or like a spiraling in and out. Like that's how I get myself out of the sleep paralysis. Is I just kind of feel myself come back to my body, but it's like this spiraling motion into like almost like when you're drunk and you're just laying in bed and spinning. It's kind of like that, but that's how I get out of my sleep paralysis. And anyway, that's when I'm looking at her, that's how it is. It's kind of like this weird, like, I don't even know how else to describe it. Just kind of boy, almost, if that makes sense. But I couldn't even tell you how long it lasted. But I was staring at her for a good minute, enough to be truly terrified. And then I woke up. I could move my body. I truly woke up. Obviously, she was gone. The other 2 people in the room are asleep, and they're asleep in the bed that's closest to where Annalisa was, or whoever that was, whatever entity. And I'm like, holy shit.
So the feeling you got was you were scared.
Oh, I was horrified.
It wasn't like a good...
It's not that like it inherently felt bad. Like I don't want to sit here, because if it was Annalisa, I don't want to be like, oh, it felt bad. It was scary. Right. But I mean, even if I like wake up and can't move my body and I'm staring at like Barney the dinosaur, that would also be terrifying. But
I'm saying that would be absolutely horrifying.
If I was staring at like
Paul McCartney,
kind of also horrifying.
True. Because never mind.
KK Downing.
Mr. Downing, if you're nasty.
Even Mr. Daddy, if you're nasty. Daddy Downing. Oops. But even if I was staring at him and I wake up in the middle of the night and I can't move my body, and it's kind of like this weird like projection of like in and out, like with my, like, that would be horrifying. Right. So no matter what, and it was the first time it had happened to me. I'd never had sleep paralysis before. Obviously, like typical nightmares, but nothing like this. Nothing to where I couldn't move my body. So I think that just, you know, inherently made it scary. Got it. But I didn't get, like, I didn't feel like I was being attacked or like she was going to come get me. It was just like a looking at me. Yeah. But it wasn't fun. But then I wake up for reals this time, and I'm like, oh my God, I have to check my phone, which it was sitting right next to me the whole time. And so sure enough, I have a recording. I want to say it was like 6 a.m. on the dot, or maybe like 6:02 or something. And I'm like, oh my God, like that just happened. Like this recording has to have something. Because again, it only starts recording if it picks up noise. Right. So I play it, and I'll go ahead and say this right now. I tried to find that recording. I had it for a while. I've since lost it. I don't know what happened to it, unfortunately, but I'll try to kind of recreate the sound if I can. But it was like a shuffling noise, or almost like somebody was like rubbing their hand on the bed, like that fabric of the sheets. Yeah. Like it was rubbing, like, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but like a rubbing really quickly, and then it was a tap, 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 like a
weird.
Yeah, so it was a quick like rubbing and then a tapping noise. I have no idea what that was. I don't know who that was. It wasn't anybody in the room. Like the people I was sharing the room with, they were dead asleep. Yeah. And I even asked them the next morning and I was like, hey, did anything weird happen to you guys last night? They were like, no, like what happened to you? And I was like, well, that's a loaded question. But yeah, so it could have been me like trying to get myself out of the sleep paralysis. Cause again, you can't move your limbs. So maybe it was me trying to wake myself up. I don't know, but it was a really weird recording and I had it for the longest time. Again, I don't know what happened to it. And I really I'm kicking myself for that because I would love to play it for you guys right now. But it just sounded like someone's quickly rubbing sheets with their hand and then hitting it, tapping it multiple times, tapping the bed. So really fucking weird. But yeah, I kind of just had that experience. I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck was that? Mm-hmm. Looked into the hotel more. There's very little information on Annalisa herself. Again, we're not even sure which story is correct. Whether she was killed by her husband, a potential other lover, or if she did it to herself. We're not exactly sure. But it's just such a weird, especially now, anytime I'm back over there, it's just weird. Because when Maddie and I went back in there, it was just knowing what happened to me there and knowing what's happened to many people there. Mm-hmm. Just crazy. And the heaviest feeling imaginable. It really just is. I know we keep saying this, but it's just that weight on your shoulders. And you're like, what the actual fuck? You feel the energy. And there is still spirit there. There is energy there. I'm a huge believer in once you pass, energy cannot be created or destroyed. That's science. We all know that. You just change forms. And whether these spirits are lingering here or they just stop by every once in a while to say hi, or whether they're stuck there, tied to there for whatever reason, there's something there. And I saw it firsthand. And then I had to get up the next morning and be a part of a wedding. And it's the only reason I stayed in that room one more night is because I was so drunk by the end of that wedding that I basically just passed out in that bed that night.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, brother. I don't know if I would have been able to. I didn't actually pass out. I was just so tired and drunk that, I went to bed pretty easily, but I don't think I could have under any other circumstance, because holy shit, it was a lot. But yeah, that's my experience at the Reed House Hotel, and it's just crazy. It's a wild place. If you're ever in the Chattanooga area, it's definitely worth going to visit. The staff there, anytime I've gone, has always been really, really friendly. A bellhop will be more than happy to take you up to that room. Make sure you tip them.
Yeah, please.
But yeah, it's a really cool experience, and you're just walking through history, which I'm a bit of a history nerd. And it's just really cool to see and experience and just imagine that hotel rooms back then just looked like this. Mm-hmm. Hotel rooms now, I don't want to get into it, but everything now is just so boring. I'm tired of the grays. I'm tired of the whites. I'm tired of just the modern everything. Bring back whimsy. Bring the whimsy back. Bring back creativity and just the magicalness of design and art and buildings, and
make it a room worth haunting.
Exactly.
No, do you think I'm going to haunt the Best Western down the street?
Absolutely not.
No.
Cum stains all over the bed sheets. Mysterious red stain on the wall.
Where is Gordon Ramsay with his black light?
Oh my God.
Hotel Hell, perhaps?
Yes, we're big fans of Gordon, and Hotel Hell specifically is one of our favorite TV shows. And yeah, he would go ham.
But I guess I'll pose you the question, would you do it again?
Absolutely.
So you'd stay?
Oh yeah. Well, you can actually stay in room 311.
It stays booked, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's
right?
it's not, it's only certain times.
Oh.
I heard Friday the 13th, and I remember
That's diabolical.
I remember it's also in October. I remember the bellhop he was telling me. I don't know if, because this was like 7 years ago almost. Yeah. So at the time he said it was Thursdays in October, but he was like, we book out way in advance.
I can imagine.
Yeah, but I would 100% do it. And I don't know that I would do it alone.
Yeah.
Buddy system, that one. I'd have to have a buddy, but I would absolutely, I mean, there's not much I would say no to in the paranormal realm as long as I have a buddy with me. I'm good. I'll do anything. But yeah, I would absolutely. Would you do it? Would you stay in 311?
Why not?
Hell yeah.
Why not? I will say there was one thing that stuck out to me in that room, and I don't know why. Tell me if I'm remembering this correctly, but the creepy mirror
in the bathroom?
Yes.
Oh yeah. I mean,
we'd have to cover that up or something. I can't, dude. I don't do mirrors at all.
I can't remember. I think there is like a door that blocks it, but basically like the bedroom, like where the actual bed is, it leads, like you could see if that door was open, you could probably see into that mirror.
Absolutely you could. That's horrifying.
And so we'd have to close the door or
cover
something.
It.
I can't sleep with a mirror. I can't see my reflection. I'm too superstitious for that.
Nope.
I don't want to see my surroundings through a mirror while I'm trying to sleep. I just won't sleep.
I don't want to see myself. Better yet, something looking back at me.
Absolutely not. No.
I'm good.
Same thing with TVs. That's why I don't like a TV turned off. Like, I'm big on, I have to sleep with the TV on, and you know, your TV automatically shuts off after a certain amount of time. Well, then I have backgrounds where
there's a reflection there.
Yes.
It's reflecting.
Well, I read something not that long ago, or maybe it was a TikTok, and it was saying that's why Black Mirror, the TV show, is called Black Mirror, because it's like the black reflection staring at you in your phone.
Right.
So that could not be true, but it makes sense. I know, it really is.
You are the problem.
It really is. But yeah, no, like any TV, that thing has to stay on. I don't want to see a reflection of anything.
Fair.
No. Ever at all.
No.
Just imagine. Like,
but yeah,
I don't know
other than that, I'd do it. Why not? Why not?
Well, maybe we'll stay there one day and do an episode on it, record it for you guys. Perhaps, maybe. But
I also wonder, if, because, you know, this is the big one, right? Is there any more information out there? Because more nefarious things had to happen in this hotel.
Oh, absolutely.
And I mean, like, after Civil War, after it was the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
Like, is there anything else that's iconic? Or is it just
I mean,
Annalisa?
This is the main haunting. This is kind of what they're known for. This is what they advertise, quote unquote, which they do. Like, you can easily access information about it. They're not one of those hotels that's like, we're not haunted, blah, blah, blah. No, they are openly. Yeah. They talk about Room 311 and they talk about Annalisa. But I mean, just hotels in general. Yeah. Like you brought up, like the Best Western that's, I'm sure there's one down the street. Like, just the amount of, like, you know, things, the stuff that goes on there. I don't want to be like suicides, but truly. Like the amount of like suicides that happen there, and just, you know, drug use and accidental deaths. And
I guess the reason I ask is just because, you know, like other hotels, they're like, we have this, and then we have the little girl at the end of the hallway who stares at you, and then we have the man in the hat, and you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I was just wondering if they had any other ghosties that they've named and deemed good enough to name.
This is the one that they claim. This is the one that they, you know, redecorated the hotel room for. It's all for Annalisa and in her memory, and to hopefully keep her comfortable if she is stuck there in the afterlife.
Royal treatment she deserves.
She deserves it.
No matter what happened.
Exactly. Nobody deserves to meet a fate like that. That's awful. Oof.
Stop it.
I can't even. People need to stop peopling.
Stop it.
Stop.
Get some help.
Not you guys, though. We're sure that you guys are great. But yeah, that's the Reed House in Chattanooga. That's all the information I have for you on that. Check it out. Research some more.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting. Just like I said, Chattanooga as a whole. And again, I'm a bit of a history buff, but like that tour that Callie and I took last month, I think the tour guide's name was Zach. Shout out to him. He had so much knowledge, and there were just so many stories in Chattanooga alone. There was like a potential witch. Like, again, like I said, it's a city built on top of a city. There's like these underground tunnels that you kind of have to like know somebody that knows somebody, or like a construction worker that like knows the entrance to these. But
Crazy.
It's crazy. But then it's kind of like, you're not supposed to go down there, and who knows how safe it is.
Right.
And yeah, it's so interesting. I would honestly, okay, this is me officially saying, if anybody out there listening has any access to the underground tunnels,
come get us.
Of Chattanooga,
come get us. Come on.
Gray Schools and Groupies pod at gmail.com. I had to think about that one. We're fresh. We're new. We're still getting our lives together.
Fresh out of the womb.
This really is fresh out of the womb. So hopefully you guys have stuck with us for this long.
Yes, if you have, man, shout out to you. Thank you.
Shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for supporting us, even just by listening. You know, bear with us. Like we said, we are brand spanking new at this.
We are. But the point is, we wanted to have fun. Talk about rock and roll.
Yeah. It's
talk about
just
ghosts.
Two best friends, like, aliens. Hanging out, talking about what we normally talk about, doing what we normally do. And we just wanted to share that with you guys
and quite frankly, we're tired of our day-to-day life.
I
don't know if anybody else out there feels that way right now. And if you
Amen.
do, please know you're not alone. You're not. I'm so sick of my 9 to 5. I could scream.
Honestly.
Scream for hours.
Yes.
That's how I feel.
So scream with us.
Please.
Scream with us. Share with us your stories. If there's any specific cases that you guys want us to cover,
send them.
Please let us know. You know, I think we're going to stick mainly with like aliens, like the paranormal side of stuff. Sometimes true crime can get it's interesting. I do listen to it, but sometimes it can be a little icky in terms of like covering it and like researching it. And I kind of need a bit of a break from like listening to that kind of stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
So maybe not necessarily true crime, but sometimes that you can't help it. Like with the paranormal, they kind of go hand in hand. But I just always want to be respectful of those people in those cases. But absolutely, any recommendations you guys have?
Yeah. Aliens, cryptids,
rock star encounters.
Yeah.
If you've been on the road with somebody and you want to tell us that tea, let us know. If you've been on the road and you've seen something crazy, let us know. If you were sitting in your bedroom just minding your own goddamn business and a little alien taps on your window or what have you, please let us know.
Let me in.
Said knock, knock, knock. I want to come in. I want to probe you.
I'll also say, especially, I'm sorry, to our younger listeners, if there's going to be younger listeners. Hi, we're younger, okay? No, we didn't live through it. So if you out there who have lived through the rock and roll era want to tell stories, please, I want nothing more than to hear about David Lee Roth in his prime.
Yes.
Send stories about anybody in their prime.
Were you at Gazzari's back in the day? Please.
Studio 54. Hello.
Tell us
anything.
Everything.
Anything and everything.
CBGB, like OG whiskey, like
we're babies.
Any of it. Even if it's not one of the big venues. Just truly. We are babies.
We're babies.
But we have a huge amount of love and respect
for the craft.
For the craft and just for the era. I mean, obviously there's certain aspects of the 80s and, you know, rock star culture that we do not uphold and that we do
all
not
the way back
love.
to the 50s, really. Let's be honest.
Yeah, no, seriously. And like humans are going to human and
they are.
That's no excuse and it's icky and we do not celebrate that part of it.
No.
But we do just naturally have a love for rock and roll and just the people and the
community.
The community, yeah, thank
you. The community
That's the
it's
word
created. Yeah.
Especially
for,
for us. We've met so many cool people.
Yeah.
Just through music and we just love you guys. We appreciate you guys.
Yes, we want to hear from you, for sure.
And yes, please tell us your stories. We want to read them out loud on the podcast for sure. We're going to do, like I said, hopefully listener stories like once a month.
Yep.
If we
Starting
get
out.
enough.
Starting out. Yeah.
Starting out. So send us your stories. Seriously. We're going to need them.
We are.
We are going to need them. So again, if you're listening to this, thank you. Thank you for making it this far, for hanging out with us, for being a part of this journey with us. And we will be doing like a little Instagram post to go along with each episode. So if we have any like photos for us for this episode, it will be some personal photos and videos that I will include in that.
Yes.
And check us out over on Instagram, Grey Schools and Groupies Pod. Again, our email is grayschoolsandgroupiespod@gmail.com. Eventually we will be making a TikTok.
We have, technically.
We have a
It
TikTok.
is the same as the Instagram.
Everything's going to be Grey Schools and Groupies Pod. Again, that's Grey with an E because we're talking about the aliens.
Yes.
Take me to your leader. Nanu.
We're doing the hand.
We're doing the nanu.
We are. We're doing the
What
hand.
is it? Also Spock or something?
Also scissoring.
Scissoring.
If we place it correctly. Yes.
Yes. We just scissored with our hands, guys.
We did.
Anyway, thank you so much for listening to our first episode. Thanks for hanging with us.
Thank you.
And
Stay tuned, man.
Stay tuned.
We
have
already
so
got a
much
second
more
episode
in the works. This is just the beginning.
This is it.
And this is going to be a wild ride. And thank you for being a part of it. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Edited by Tyler Warren. Theme music by Ace Von Johnson. Artwork and logo by Kayla Satan. Produced, researched, and tomfoolery brought to you by Maddie Laster and Kenna Crash.
His father, his father's father, his father's father's father, his father's 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 father.